Alright guys, welcome back to Rex to Rides, where we are still turning hard-earned cash into unfinished projects and broken dreams. And speaking of unfinished projects and broken dreams, this 2002 X-Trail 2.2 TDI, it's the T30. I popped some roof racks on. It was an unfinished project and a broken dream. It looks great, but it was a wreck to ride. It was full of rat's nests. The engine was half missing when I got it. Paid the same I paid for the Isuzu, which was 1 day's labor. I don't want anything for free. And with just nobody, 6 mechanics later, no one can get it to run. I ended up I was too deep into it, selling it. And the guy bought it, put a new engine in, new tires, new injector control module, and then the money, so he bought it back. But yeah, there's still a lot of little things that needed fixing on it. So we've been at it, and it's running now. It's going great. And the problem has been, now with these T30s, is, well, they only have one, as you can see, one lock on the outside. So getting it central locking to work, the central locking works. I've replaced all the switches. I've replaced the master switch. I've replaced this entire module. The central locking works, but it doesn't work on the remote. So the car came with that key. That's it. And that was all broken out. So I've actually replaced the cover. The buttons were broken off the chip. The chip was soldered and all sorts, and I don't even know if the receiver module in the car is working or anything. Nobody knows. The key is, it's a transponder, and this central locking is two separate units. So yes, the key works, but getting central locking to work on a car that only has one exterior door lock and one ignition lock has been a bit of a problem because I live in South Africa. And try to get someone else to come out and program this, or it's a nightmare. So what I thought I'd do is make a plan. I only had one key, so what happened was I went to Smiley Key Locksmith, took them that key, and they made me another one. And that's just a plain transponder key, but it has a factory cut on it. So they put that key, which is the only key the car came with, into a computer. A computer reads it and says, oh, okay, that is what it's supposed to look like when it comes out from the factory. So now I have a brand new key, but I still have to open the door. And it has the nats on and everything. So I've been thinking about it, try to get guys out, make a new key. You can get guys who will make that for you. But it's going to cost you a lot. So, all I wanted was a central locking to work, because when your central locking is working, you extend your key life by 3 times. Because if you think about it, if you're using a key to unlock the door, you're using the key in the door, there's your first way. Into the ignition, there's your second way. Back out the car, there's your third way. It's even more than 3 times, because you're still unlocking the boot, unlocking this, unlocking that, getting stuff out the car. It's more time in the door locks than it is in the actual ignition, which is why Nissan has given us one barrel there and one barrel there. So if you need to go replacing in barrels and everything, it's not like another car where now I've got 5 different barrels just on the doors. I mean, that's ridiculous. So actually it's quite nice. The rest of the handles just look like that. The boot just looks like that, with the locks underneath. And yeah, so long story short, I thought, let me just investigate. What I did over here was I opened up this module. So I've had these doors off a few times, obviously fixing stuff. Everything's working now. All the windows, the central locking, everything. That just clips out. And then I did a little bit of back probing here. And what I found out was that this one here is your power. Is always on power that goes to this unit. That is an earth wire. Your black there is actually an earth. And then these are 2 positive wires. So one is to unlock and one is to lock. So what the switch does all it does is when you're pressing that, it's going to join that. When you're pressing that, going to join that. And I thought, oh, hang on a second, I know what to do here. Very simple. So I had a couple of these. They're just Sentry gate receivers. And they come with a remote. It will work. They work on these remotes. But they also work on these, which is quite a smart remote. So without going into a lot of technical issues, because if you don't know how remote receivers work, if you don't know how to program them, how they work on pulse and latch and everything, they're normally open, normally closed, common, everything, then you shouldn't be fucking around with this. Then rather take it to someone who knows. So basically, the negative, and I have tested everything, I've got a positive and I've got a negative. The negative is also a common, which suits that right down to the ground. And then you've got a normally open there and there. So 2 remote receivers. One I've tucked in there. That one I've left out to show you. I've secured them nicely, so they're going to pop in there. And I'm just going to add a bit of foam in there out of the way of the mechanism and everything. And what do you know? This is ready to clip back in. I have lock and I have unlock on all the doors. And not only that, but I can also open my gate with button number 3. There it goes. And I can open and close the garage with number 4. So I managed to do away with all the old pesky remotes that I have had on my keyring. I've got 1 key and 1 remote. The key works on the central locking. I no longer have issues. But guys, it really is that simple. And I'm fairly certain that, look, these are very versatile. I'm fairly certain they're going to work in a similar fashion. Not in the same way. You're not going to do the same wiring on another car, like maybe the Prado. The Prado also, central locking buttons and all that, same issue. So we've had a key made like that. And again with the central locking. So this is a proof of concept, and so far 100%. Everything is non-destructive. Clip on, clip off. Nicely soldered up, and job done. So yes, on to the next bit. Guys, if you enjoyed this video and it's given you some ideas to play around with your car, please like and subscribe, pop a message, pop a comment, and thanks for watching.